Remember, I grew up in a shell, not able to make friends, very low self esteem, very timid, can't raise my hand in class. Like you, for example, if you find yourself in an unhealthy relationship, you had the responsibility to stand up for yourself, to put boundaries, to have basically some self respect. Your story is going to empower so many other people. My journey started and it wasn't easy. Like, it took so long for me to even look at God as a father. Hi there, and welcome to Gracefully Authentic Conversations. I am happy to host you today. In case you're new here, my name is Anita. In case you didn't watch the intro video, you can go back and watch it so that you can get a better understanding about what we are all about. So today, I'm going to share my gracefully authentic story so that you can also get to understand and to know where all this was birthed. So Anita was a very quiet girl for over 20 years. It's safe to say so. I was the non-troublemaker. I was the good girl, very quiet. I just do everything that I'm told, the rule follower. For the longest time, that worked for me because I was okay being in my shell. I was okay being invisible. So the turning point came in when at 24, I left a relationship that was not so healthy with this discovery that I had issues. I had started to see them clearly. I'm going to give you a picture so that you can understand how deep some of these issues were. I remember I was in first year and I was worrying and ruminating about where I'd keep my stuff when I go for attachment in fourth year. You can imagine that's how constant and deep this anxiety was. Like, instead of living in the present, I was worrying about something that when it happened, ilikuwa ishajipanga. You get? So at that time is when I started discovering that I was dealing with a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety. As much as this relationship was not healthy, there are things in me that enabled it. And I've also come to learn that in every relationship, in every situation, everyone has their responsibility. So, like you, for example, if you find yourself in an unhealthy relationship, you had the responsibility to stand up for yourself, to put boundaries, to have basically some self respect. Yeah, I know that's a bit harsh, but it's the truth. So, when I started this journey of trying to deal with these issues and heal, is when, by the grace of God, I got saved. Oh my God, it was mind blowing because now I literally understood that when people say that you are in the dark and now you're in the light, that moment came up. It was mind blowing. I realized, oh my God, this is what people mean when they say that I was in darkness, now I'm in light. Literally, the veil came off. And that's when I started the journey. I want to believe, and I concur with what Apostle Joshua Someone says, this man of God, that the first best decision you'll ever make is the decision to get saved. After that, the second best and important decision that you'll ever make is the person you will marry or you get married to, because this will and can make or break your destiny. So I can say that's where my journey started, and it wasn't easy. Like, it took so long for me to even look at God as a father. And I know this is in so many other people, especially, there are people who've been abandoned by their biological fathers. There are people who've lived without father figures. And so you don't know how to relate with a father. So even now, when now you know there's God the Father, you probably don't know how to relate, and you will relate with him with your dysfunctional relationship that was probably not existent. So that's when my journey started, and with time I've learned to embrace my identity and understand that I'm a child of God, that I have been created for a purpose. Remember, I grew up in a shell, not able to make friends, very low self-esteem, very timid, can't raise my hand in class. And now, if I look back, this was just the enemy who knew I had a voice like I have now and wanted to silence what God has placed in my heart for you. That's where it starts, knowing that you're a child of God and that there is a reason why you are on earth, and that you're not a mistake, regardless of what you may have gone through. Because there are people who've been sexually abused, there are people who've gone through hell in this life. But now, when you get that understanding that God loves you, He can heal you, and your story is going to empower so many other people, you having that understanding, then you will learn to love yourself and embrace yourself. Something else that is very crucial in this journey, in my Gracefully Authentic journey, is now I reflect back in retrospect. I grew up thinking that I am not good enough, that I'm lesser than others. I remember even when I started putting myself out on the socials, I was trying to prove. Like, let's say, for example, I was trying to prove to the people I was with in school who were, quote unquote, better than me, that my life is not so bad after all. I made it, I got a job, I'm living like this. And even when I started my stories, because this is where all that started, like when I was posting consistently, yes, I hadn't found my path, but I knew I loved self-improvement even before I got born again. Things about personal development. I was doing it slowly as I practiced it in my stories. And as much as it worked, I was mostly doing it to prove to others that I'm also enough. And it did help me to stay consistent, to get where I am today. But slowly, I have come to learn that I am valuable as I am, as Anita. First, because I'm a child of God and I was created for a purpose, and God has slowly been revealing that. And that I don't need to prove it. So long as I am working on myself, I am growing, and I'm very passionate about personal development, then my value should be evident. I don't have to show it to you. Like, it should be visible. And that's an internal battle. Like, you have to get to that point and realize that I don't have to prove it. Those people who are meant to come to my life will see it without me having to show it to them and work to earn their love. So having that understanding, I have slowly, and being very, learning to be more self-aware and listening to what people say. That also helps shape your identity and your self-perception. Like, for example, I remember there's someone who ever said, "You're so confident on camera." Like myself, I couldn't sit. I was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm actually very confident in the camera," and I took it in. But it requires discernment. When people, define you, you need to check it with yourself. The thing that I have realized works, it's you spending time with yourself, you noticing why you're doing this, and being very interested to understand yourself so that you can have better relationships, so that you can relate better with God, relate better with yourself, relate better with everyone else now in your family, in your workplace, and all that. So, hence why this was born, Gracefully Authentic. I realized that there was no point of me trying to be anyone else because me being Anita is enough. And so I made it and I purposed to love myself. Look at those strengths, those things like my smile that shine and come out so naturally, and love that, and also learn areas that I may need to work on and work towards improving that so that I can be a better person. I can't do that without God, without grace, because He's the one who created me and He's the one who has the blueprint for my life. Yeah. So I didn't love myself before, I didn't like myself, but now you can't tell me nothing. And I've also learned that, when you love yourself and respect yourself, you radiate that aura that teaches others how to treat you and how to respect you and how to love you. And it's a continuous journey, and we'll walk this journey and heal what hurt us so that we don't hurt others. That's my story. I don't know what your story is. Now you can't tell me nothing. I am valuable. And it's infectious, like just being you. So I encourage you where you are. Have you been doubting about your worth? Have you been wondering what your purpose is on this earth? I speak to you, and I'm here to reassure you and to tell you that you were created for a purpose. That God is speaking to you right now and telling you that He loves you. He loves you in whatever state that you're in. His love is unconditional, and that when you extend your hand and seek out to Him, He will teach you how to love you. He will heal you, and He will help you love yourself so that you can also be able to love others and walk in purpose. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, please feel free to share with your friends. Please like this video and leave a comment and subscribe kama sijasema. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next time as we tackle the different areas that we need to fight to be ourselves. And that will be like work and purpose for the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.